just scheduled the 5th episode to 40 minutes. But let's record the 6th anyway. Oh yeah, full screen. Okay, so I just rerolled this enemy last night. Okay, I rerolled the code of it. I added state machines. Now here's how the enemy looks like. And here's the state machine, you know. Yeah. And here we go, here on fall. Let's see what's going here. Okay, let me explain actually, because I'm pretty sure last episode I didn't explain what's going on. So on the detect state, which is the state the enemy is supposed to detect the player, here we have already a connection to make so when this one timer in here is over, it will change state, the following state. So here on the physics update, which is a custom function for the states, which basically is called on the physics process of the state machine, as you can see in here. Current state called physics update. What it's doing is it's checking for player. What is checking for player? It's updating target position, which basically it's updating those two raycasts targets in here, those tease detector, tease detector and fall detector. The tease detector will detect if the enemy can start to tease, it's going to fall, and if so, the timer will start, and if the timer is over, the enemy will change to the fall state. If the fall detector detects the player, it will automatically fall. So yes, and I hit the microphone. But okay, it's updating those target positions. The Y target position is just it changes to based on the player global position, and the X position for the fall detector is actually doing some weird math. I will not bother explaining. And the taste detector is also doing some weird math I will not bother explaining. Oh yeah, and as far as I noticed, 288 constant value in here is just, the default height I made for those raycasts, which as far as I know, yes, here it's the default Y target position is 288, okay? Now if we're going here again, what else is the check for players doing? Okay, it will check if the taste detector is colliding and its position is over, is like greater than 0. The Y target position is greater than 0. If so, and the enemy is not detected from, this boolean variable in here, it will of course enable detected. We'll play the animation, start the timer. If the timer is over, the enemy will fall. And it will disable the tease detector so it cannot be used again. But if the fall detector is colliding, and of course the fall detector target position dot y, the y-axis position, target position is greater than 0, it will change the state to fall. It will change the state to fall. Okay? And here on fall, what's happening? We're calculating the gravity value in here. We're making so when it enters the state, it will stop the teasing animation. It will play the falling sprites animation. It will play the sound effect. I can remove those because I'm not using those, to be honest. And here on physics update, what is happening? If the enemy is on floor, it will duplicate the breaking sound effect and add this sound effect somewhere else, just so the sound effect plays even though the enemy is deleted. Alright, because when the health is set to -1, the enemy is basically dead, so it will be deleted. And that's why I duplicate the sound effect and add somewhere else just so the sound effect plays, even though the enemy is not on the screen anymore. It's not on the level anymore. And here we're applying the gravity, and here we're making so the enemy move, So that's the explanation of this new state machine I did. Okay, now we can move to other enemies. And actually, let me showcase how this enemy looks like again. We're opening here the test scene. I am moving this a bit higher just so it works properly. And I like making stuff centered for no reason. Now here, you'll see it detected and fall, but if I pass through this one, it will automatically fall. Wait a second, wait a second, wait a second. Okay, my grandma enters in my bedroom. But okay, let's return. May I open here again? And you'll see it works. As expected. Now let's just disable here the visible collision shapes. Let's just disable it. Yeah. Okay. Now, what's the next enemy I want to add? The state machine. Well, the next enemy will be the jumping slime. Which, if I enter here on hazards, scenes, level 1, jumping slime, we have, you guess it, the jumping slime. Yes. Now, why do I want to add state machines in here? Well, because this enemy is not that simple. Basically, I have this function check sprites, which plays the correct sprites, and I also following the aggressive mode rule. And here we have this jump velocity thing, okay? Yeah. And the reason I want to do this is actually because I'm disabling the physics process just so this plays. My god, it's so weird to be honest. Wait. Since I did this, actually, bro, wait a second. Couldn't I just do, you know, if not, if 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 not jump cooldown is stop it. Okay, no, it's actually if jump cooldown is stop it. I can move those two lines of code in here. I already backuped the code yesterday, so I can wait for this. Okay, let's see. Couldn't I just do this? Okay, no, this one I don't need to move this. Okay, then this is not something good, I guess, to calculating this every single time if the aggressive mode is on. So what is the aggressive mode, you might ask? In level 1, part 2, the level is on fire, so the enemies are like differently, they act differently. The regular slime moves faster, the wood enemy is a completely different enemy, the wasp enemy does the sine wave movement, and the jumping slime can jump in a variety of different heights. And to be honest, calculating this every single time is not good. So I'll later make a new code for this, a better code for this. So here we have the jump cooldown. Okay, let me actually check if this will work. Because if so, maybe I just a bad coder to be honest. Wait, just now that I realized this. Let me see. No. Okay. What's happening here? If it's on floor, jump out of this, stop it. Jump cooldown starts. How much is the jump cooldown timer? It's 0.6 seconds. Wait. How long is the jump, to be honest? Okay, that's why I did this. That's why I did this. Now I understand why. Because gravity, the gravity here. What's the value of gravity in here? Oh yeah. Okay. So it's 0.52, which basically means I have to add this to this times this. Let's see how, if it works now, to be honest. Okay, it works good. Okay. And let me see something in here. I think this question shad's a bit too low. Yes. Let me increase. Let me check how it's in the player actually. It's just so I, remember. And actually I can just go here to favorites, base player, and go to whatever it is in. Which I think is not on juicing, right? Yes, it is here. And what's this? Mm-mm, mm-mm. Okay, let me just make this better values. Okay, this works better. So I don't actually need to add state machines in here. I overcomplicated the code and just now I realized it how I could fix this in a better way. Okay, this I can remove it because it's already being done automatically. Just so this. Okay. So yeah. Oh wait, I can remove this. The delta is actually being used now. Always has been, I guess. I don't know. Okay. So yeah. Everything is fine for this enemy. I just need to make the code a bit more readable. Oh yeah, but as I said, I want to make so the aggressive mode don't recalculate the jump velocity every time. Okay, so it basically gets values from 1 to 4. And what if I do something like this? Var a jump vals floats 0.0. No, it's actually an array of floats. Floats equals 0. Okay. Now let's do something like for I in 3, a jump vals append array, and here we're going to go like this, and here we're just going. No, it's not append array, it's just append. I always forget. Not always, but I forget. Here we can actually just, wait, it could actually just be this. I'm overreacting. Yay! Okay, now let's remove this one. Okay. Jump valves. Okay, now I can do like a jump valves, big random. Let's see how it works now. First, let's see without aggressive mode. Works. Now let's see with aggressive mode. Okay. Okay. Okay, it works. Yes. Better. Much better. Is there any other enemy from level 1 I may want to rewrite to make the code a bit better? Let's see. To be honest. Aggressive wood I'll do later. Fire the boss later too. The slime enemy, it just moves, you know, so there's no need for this. It's just here. Physics process is just do this. It just do this. So it's fine, I guess. Yeah, I can remove those two since they're not being used. Now the was enemy, whatever this is actually the right pronounce. However is the right pronounce. It also doesn't need this because, you know, it works. It works. It works. It works. Okay, yes. Be honest. Since I'm bored, let's go export groups because I like. Stat. No, those are physics. And then we have the juicing. Juicing. And this one, start position, is actually used here for physics. And this appear on screen is actually used for juicing. So yeah, it works. Oh yeah, remove this. I don't need this. Yes, it works as expected. Wait, maybe I want to do this. Okay, so yes, let's do this to the other enemies. To be honest, I can. Port var, no, not var. It's okay. Never mind. I was no. Okay, I forgot. This is not on my copy paste anymore. Physics. Okay, the aggressive handler is actually stats, so we're going to go stats. Set this here. Yep. What? Okay, idle audio handler, which basically those are juicing. Juicing. Okay. What enemy I did is yesterday, right? Yep. So now jumping slime. Here we have juicing and okay. Okay. So yeah. Let me do something real quick in here. This is here. And this is here. Okay. Oh yeah, base price is also above everything. So just go this. Sport group stats. Physics. Juicing. And I hope this don't break any of the code of the game, to be honest. Just a reorganization of the code. Now let's organize this even more. By, you know, closing everything. I hope this isn't OCD stuff. Okay, everything's fine now. Correct. But now we need to do the aggressive wood, which also works in states. And this one enemy in here has actually more states than the regular wood. Because as always, so we're going to have the attack state, which also works from here. Then we have the attacking state, the light state, I guess I'm going to call it this way. And then we have the dead state, the deactivated state. Yes. So actually, let's go do this anyway. To begin with, we're adding a state machine. Add here, add the base state, entity, state machine. Let's now make so this is called detect. This one is called activated, or better, light. Whatever is called the attacking. Yeah, it's just attacking. And this one is deactivated. Done. Okay, let's see. Okay, now let's go in here. Scripts, level 1, states. This one I'm going to call I would detect. It's actually pretty similar to the wood. So I'm just going to compare those both codes. Which here I'm going to, never mind, let's do it from scratch. It's better that way. So what is being used here? We're using those two functions. So let's already set them here. Okay, now what do we need? We need a reference for the player. So let's just go. Second, I can do this. Var player, player, and actually let's just copy from here. So the code of the state in here actually works similarly. The code from the aggressive wood works similarly to the regular wood. So I will not bother explaining how this one works because it just changes two things. It changes how the raycasts are positioned, and it also changes what happens when the attacking finishes, because it actually just deactivates and make a dust, which you can kill too, this dust. And that's all. That's all it happens. That's all it happens, okay? Okay, let's rename this. Now it needs, export var t's detector is raycast. Export var, how it's called? Yeah. Okay, no. I'm looking for the light detector. There's this one called light. The one difference is actually one variable calling light detectors. This one is going to be a timer. I'm going to set here on stats. So here we're adding a timer, adding I'm calling it light timer. And this timer is actually a quarter of a second. No, 3/4 of a second. So we're going to set this, and we actually need another timer here, which is the stop timer, which this is only a second. Okay. Now let's set this one timer in here. The sport bar light timer light timer wait time. Okay, this one. Remove this. Okay, we need the tease animation thing. Export variable tease animation is an animation player 2D. This one I can remove it because actually we're just calling so here. Light timer start. And the stop timer, I think I'm actually going to call the enter state from the attacking state. So yeah, now we need a SM change state. Call this attacking, and we're calling the old state the self, because the current state. Okay, so I actually like to explain something about the change state here. How does it change states? So here you can see it has two parameters. The new state, which is a string name, and the old state, which is a base state. A string name is basically a string that's usually for simply referencing stuff. And as far as I know, it just exists because it's way quicker than the regular strings, which are used as texts. String names are basically only used in code, as maybe that's a better way I can explain. The old state is actually a base state. This parameter is the base state class. What happens is if the old state is not the current state, if the old state we're trying to reference is not the current state it's currently in, just for, testing stuff, just for making sure it doesn't break, it returns. It stops the function from going on. If the old state is equal to null, basically the old state has not been set yet. If there was no old state, the enemy was just start existing. The old state can exit. Okay, we can actually call, okay, it exited the state, so we can actually do this. But if the states, okay, never mind. I broke my line of thought. Okay, now the current. Now we'll grab from the state in here. The states are set by checking the children from the state machine. If what I'm saying if, man, I'm so confused at explaining this. Okay, so it will grab the new state from the states and call the enter state, and will set the current state to the states to the new state. Bro, my line of thought is so messed up today. Let me drink some water. My God, so sorry for making this all confusing for you guys. Okay, let's go. So yeah, now I actually need to do something, to be honest. Here, ready, light timer, timeout, connect, on light timer, timeout. Function on light timer, timeout. Void. Actually just changed to attacking, right? Holy shit, what is this bug here in my room, man? What is this giant bug here in my room? I guess it's a bee. Oh my god, I might want to pause this for a second. Like, I come back real soon. YouTube, sorry for this swearing. I'm just really scared of bees. Apologize me. Wait, no, I apologize. Just don't take down the video, please. I trust you, YouTube. I'm just having fun. Okay. So yeah, it works now. Maybe. Okay. Let's just compare it here. Actually, here I need to just also check for player. And it works. Check for player. And actually, let me do something in here. Although this is right, I just want to make so, I have this. Yay! Okay, why is it not working? Why? Okay, why? Why isn't this working? Why? Why? Wop 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 wop. Okay, it's correct. Why so is not working like what I did now? Uh, really weird. I did this anyway. So yeah, actually do this. It works. I like doing useless stuff. So yeah. Okay, let me clear this. Okay, and here we have stuff working. Now let's move to the attacking state. Which, 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 which is basically. No, wait a second. I forgot something here on this one state. I need to add the detected thing in here, so let's add detected boolean false. And if so, how do I do this on the wood enemy? Oh my god. I just want to make. Okay, if not detected. Okay, if not detected. If not detected. Okay. So yeah, we're going to make so detected is true in here. Now for this one state in here, what we're calling is this. Okay, we're playing the sound effect on enter state. Well, here we're playing the sound effect and we're setting so stop timer dot start. Okay, but for this, let's actually just make so stop timer fire SFX is a fire sound effect. It's actually a sound effect 2D. Okay. Okay, but why is this happen? Okay, we'll actually play. Why I did this anyway, bro? Okay, let's just call this question strat thing here. Sometimes overcomplicate stuff. I know this. I know this. Squash stretch. There's no thing, I guess, to be called on the exit state. Okay. Oh yeah, I can actually call this on the detect exit state because it's already in here. That is animation, so why bothering creating more complex stuff? Exit state. Remove this. I already know what I'm doing. I don't need comments anymore. I don't like having comments. Okay. Okay, we're setting a sprite. We're setting collisions. And we're making so the timer starts. So I actually did this already, so actually just go in here and okay, this one actually can also be called on enter state. So here on base, I'm going to add a base sprite in here. Sprite animated sprite 2D. And here we're going to also add a multiple collision handler, which enables collisions in certain points. Okay, now we also need collision 1 and collision 2. So I'm just going to copy it from here. I don't like typing. So okay. Anyway, what is the multiple collision handler class I made? It will basically add. Okay, okay, let me explain real quick. But let me explain in a calm way. What is the multiple collision handler class I made? Okay, what is it? You'll see that it only has one thing in here, this function called setCollisions, which has the parameters to disabled, an array of collision shapes, 2Ds, and the to enable, another array of collision shapes. For each collision shape on the to disable array, it will disable the collision. For each collision on the to enable, it will enable the collision. It will set the disable to false. So, what's happening here? We have two collisions here on the, I think the hitbox, right? You have the collision for before the fire extends and when the fire extends. Because you can see in here on the base sprite we have the attack in which the fire is too big and the pre-attack, the detect state, which is just a square. So if I go in here on hitbox, you can actually see there's the collision 1 and the collision 2. And that's what they do, right? So let's keep developing. Actually, let me set some stuff here. I already say I forgot to do this. And I just realized that I'm not using the, wait, no. Wait, everything's fine. And what is happening here in my glasses? There's something here on my glasses. Let me see. Yeah, I use glasses. Wait, let me see what's happening here. Okay, I'm back. Something really weird something really weird happened here at home. I was just curious to know what happened. By the way, let's keep developing. So I forgot where I stopped it. Oh yes. And in the access state, what is happening here? Is there anything I should be doing on the access state? Oh yeah. Maybe I can just, you know, make so once. Okay, maybe I don't need a deactivated state. I can just add all of this. Let's set the nodes in here. Collision 1, collision 2, stop timer, squash and stretch, fire a sound effect. Okay, maybe I just want to make a deactivated state so I know what's happening better. So yeah, let's just grab the best stuff I can in here for the exit states. And now we're going so on stop timer timeouts is a void. SM chance state. We have the activated and we have self. Oh yeah, now I go in here and set. Ready? So yeah, stop timer connect. Oh wait, no. Yeah. It's timeout, connect, stop timer, timeout. And it also works in here, right? It's already set in here anyway. So let's just go to creating a script for the deactivated state. Can remove those, I'm not using those. This enemy. Everything's correct, I think. So let's just go and create this one last state for this enemy in here. Which is of course going to be called, yeah, a wood deactivated. And here, and the only thing I'm doing here is playing this one sound effect, man. This is the only thing I'm doing. It's playing this one sound effect, but I just want to make the code clear. So actually, let's go this. Export var break sfx. This sound effect to the break sound effect here. Now, if I'm correct, I can go here on signals and set states got set on here, and actually just rename this to. Wait, no, not rename. I mean, add this one line of code. What line of code, you may ask? Well, go here, sm state machine sm. Wait, couldn't I just wait? Yeah, I may realize something here. So let me remove this anyway and just move this. Maybe I could just, add an export variable here. Variable default state is. Oh yeah, maybe this would. Okay, now I remember why I didn't do this. Just so complications with how the player works. So actually, let's just set here. Throw here sm chant state detect. So what I was going to do instead, wait, why didn't I add an export variable here to select the default state and basically so check if all states are set, I can change the state. Well, the reason I didn't do this is because of how the player works, how the player states work. Because if I open here the base player, which I always forget is already in here. Yep, maybe it was open all the time and I didn't realize. So yeah, if I go here on base player and go here, let me see. Maybe it's already on the ready function. No. Okay, I can remove this. Actually, no, I don't need this. Okay, no, I will not remove this. This is something I need to mess with later. So if I go here on state machine, you can see it will change to the floor state. But if this one variable is on water set true, it will actually change to the swim state because the player is on water, and that works for the level 3 levels. You understand? So I just did this just so yeah. It's just, I just don't want to make the code more complex, so I did it this way. It works. It works, and that's at least something good. It works. Now let's see how much I can remove from here. I think I can remove everything, to be honest, because like this enemy has no direction related thing. Of course, do not remove the state machine. Yeah, I can remove everything. Just use this. Because this enemy has no direction related thing, it's just this one frame, not just this forward looking fire. There's no direction involved on making this enemy. Like there's no need to flip the sprite to face a certain direction, so it works. So now let's just go and add the aggressive wood. Collisions. Let's enable it for checking how it's working. Okay. Okay, so I already see the animations are not working. SFX, these SFX. Oh yeah. Why did I did this, man? Oh man, this will break. I need to make so this is unique. How do I set this to unique? Because otherwise I'm pretty sure it will break. Because you know, what's the T sound effect here? There's no T sound effect here. Open here. Yeah, let's just copy this, okay? I yes, I think it works now. Let's see. Yes. So the animation just doesn't work because of this, maybe? Please. Okay, something's going on. Something's going on. I couldn't be able. Okay, the detector. Now I understand. Oh, so maybe that's what was happening. Okay, let me see. Okay, tease animation, tease animation, tease animation, tease animation, tease. What's going on here? What's going on here? Okay, why it doesn't work that way? Bro, I don't want this. Why is Godot so weird? Like, maybe it's the same thing is happening here, to be honest. Cause oh my god, this is so dumb. Like, it's so dumb. And like, why? This and like if I go here, okay, bro, that's dumb. But I hate animations. Call this global damn. Make why? Why can bro? No, I just hate how this works. I simply hate it. No, no, Godot, I'm not buying this. Your animation system sucks, Godot. Okay, move this and done. We have it working now. Oh my god, finally. That's so dumb, to be honest. Okay, why did it work now? Why? Why? Yeah. Oh yeah. Let me see. Okay, so it's sad because I actually just called T's. Now I get it. Oh my god, that's so really dumb sometimes. Okay, let's try without collision since now I'm sure it works. without visible collisions. Please. Oh yeah, it works. It works. And I may notice that something here, or is it just me? Oh yeah, the I always forget the those particles are telling me it's gray just because it's dust. So yeah, it works now. But at least it's clear now what I'm doing. You know, now the enemy is better written. And I just finished this by closing stuff. Okay, correct. I just wanted to close those arrows. I just want to close those arrows. Because I can. And it makes me feel organized. Okay, everything is fine now. Finally. And I recorded 51 minutes. The video is already published at the 5th episode. You can already watch it now. And as always, I have no questions to answer in this video. So give me questions to answer. Please. Please go try the old version of the game. There's on the description of this video. It's not old, it's just, it stops at the 4th level and now I'm making the 5th level. And actually, the 4th level is full game exclusive, and since that is a demo, there's only 3 levels. But you can become a beta tester if you guys want. Just let me trust you and give all the resources. Okay.